rising sun that fills the sky, starry holes that lights the night.
In April 2008, Canberra saw over 600 young people descending on its streets for 5 days of serving. Their mission was to partner with local churches to be the hands and feet of Jesus to the broken, the poor, and the least.
Well, we've been in Canberra for the last 5 years, just building relationships, trying some little things throughout the ACT over the last 5 years. And 2 years ago, when we knew we had to do Soul in the City, when I was wondering about where, it was a fairly easy answer, and that is we have relationship down here. And what I think is very exciting about Canberra is there's, as a city, a real willingness to work together.
Delegates came from over 50 churches spanning New South Wales and Canberra itself. For 5 days, they would unite as one body, aligning their hearts with the heartbeat of the Father. On Tuesday afternoon, delegates arrived at Exhibition Park in Canberra, armed with their tents and a sense of anticipation for what the week would bring. Throughout the week, delegates would enjoy morning and evening gatherings with worship, teaching and prayer ministry, as well as cafes and chill-out venues with great entertainment, open late into the night. As the buses rolled in, delegates prepared to be sent out into their mission field. They would be spread across 30 projects in Canberra and surrounding towns. The projects were designed and run by local churches and organisations who knew the needs in their area and who had a desire to build on their existing local outreach. Projects range from sports clinics to free barbecues, kids clubs to gardening, collecting food supplies for the needy, hosting skate comps, lobbying politicians, planting trees, and working on a chicken farm.
What we're trying to achieve here is a working farm which can act as a means of restoration and healing for people suffering mental illness. We'll have people with mental and physical disabilities coming out and sharing time in a working, caring environment where we can have the opportunity to share the gospel, and we're just so appreciative that Soul in the City has been able to come out here and really make an impact.
And we're down in Garima Place in the Civic in the middle of Canberra, and we're basically just trying to raise awareness for infant and maternal mortality rates.
We've basically got our white statues there who are just signifying poverty, like the faceless masses of poverty, and kind of just showing their struggles, like bin chains and maternal health and the struggles of that. It's good. A lot of people are stopping and watching. Like the white statues are really powerful, and people are genuinely enjoying watching that.
We need to preach the gospel, but we need to live the gospel as well. And living the gospel opens the door of credibility for us to tell about Jesus.
Here we are at Havelock House, and we've been working all throughout this area. We're just cutting the tree down now, and we've also been all around the flats in this whole area.
We've had some really cool experiences. We were just door knocking and seeing if we could help out people with anything. So we've done a bunch of gardening for people and like rubbish removal, taking out old furniture and stuff and taking it to the tip. And a couple of us had afternoon tea with this old Polish lady the other day who invited us in, and she was really lovely. So we've had some good experiences like that. Just I guess the favour that we found here with the staff at Havelock House, they've been really, I guess, amazed to have us just come in and help out. So that's been really great.
At the moment, the guys here are doing some packing of food hampers that's part of our emergency relief program. There's around about 120 families a month that will be helping out who are living really tough. People who can't make ends meet, who don't have enough money for their food, for their bills, but we can manage to help them in their life. And with the hamper packing that's going on today, the Soul in the City team is making an enormous difference.
Let my life on you. Here I am, living for your glory.
We've had a fantastic day at the skate jam at Western Creek here today, and right up until the last minute, in fact over the whole thing, God was with us. One thing that happened in particular was it was about maybe 2 minutes before the skate jam was supposed to start, and we had no power. After after a lot of hard praying, miraculously the circuit breaker suddenly started to work and we got power. We've had a fantastic day ever since.
On Saturday, the final day of Soul in the City, delegates gathered together as one group for one last act of community outreach. Soul in the Park was a celebration of the relationships built with community members throughout the week and a chance for the delegates to bless the people of Canberra with a free barbecue, jumping castle and live music acts. It also was an opportunity for delegates to actively engage with issues of social justice. In a week of going out and giving out, Soul in the City was also an opportunity for delegates to be refreshed and encouraged. Through times of worship in song, teaching from the Word, prayer ministry and the practical projects themselves, many delegates received a renewed sense of the unconditional love of their Heavenly Father.
Love is always intentional. And how do we know this? Because God is completely intentional about you.
I think the most rewarding things that are going to happen are a sense of I've been able to contribute to the kingdom advancing. I've been able to do something. I think this very much is a people at a time that want to do something. And so I think that the biggest reward is a sense of, hey, you know, I love the Lord, I worship Him, I love His Word, but now I've got to do something. And I think that'll be a real blessing.
Now I stand in the hope of new life.
Soul in the City was a week of transformation. In Canberra, communities and individuals were transformed by selfless acts of love and kindness. Churches and youth groups were transformed by a renewed sense of their mission and purpose. And delegates were transformed to go from here and to actively look for the good works God has prepared in advance for them to do. From Soul in the City, delegates would go back to their homes, schools, churches, workplaces and communities to continue in their mission. Over 600 young people and leaders have been inspired to take the light of God's love into the darkness of the world around them. Churches have been encouraged to build on the links they have forged with the community. And for all who took part in Soul in the City, the adventure has just begun.
You know how God says to us in the great commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind and all your strength. If God commands us to do that, then how do you think He's loving us with all of His heart and all of His soul and all of His mind and all of His strength?
He loves you because He loves you because He loves you. He can't stop. It's not about how good or bad you are or I am. It's about how good He is, and He's always good.